Hello all, welcome to the third video of Orientation to Competency-Based Dynamic Curriculum for Research Methodology. So far, in the past two videos, we have seen course learning outcomes, syllabus of research methodology subject with description of modules and units, ways of its implementation, teaching learning methods with examples, references mentioned. In this video, we will be seeing the assessment methods, namely the formative or modular and summative assessments in detail. The assessment methods are divided into two types, namely the modular or formative assessment and summative assessment. The modular assessment is done after the completion of each module. Its duration and marks allotment depends on the credits allotted to that module. That is, if the module has 1 credit, then the duration is 2 hours and assessment should be done for 25 marks. And if it has 2 credits, then 4 hours should be allotted for assessment and the marks will be 50. These marks should be used for the calculation of modular grade points or MGP and semester grade points average SGPA in the end of the semester. And on the other hand, summative assessment, which is done at the end of first semester, is conducted as university examination. Its duration is 3 hours and it will be for 100 marks. This table describes the modular or formative assessment in detail. The modular assessment should be conducted at the end of the module and the time allotted is 2 hours per credit and marks is 25 marks per credit. In the previous slide, we have seen this hours and marks allotted. The assessment method should be a structured modular assessment and structured marking pattern should be followed and its record should be kept. Different assessment methods should be used in each module and the modular grade point should be calculated as per table 6C. Let's see few examples mentioned in the syllabus for modular assessments. Checklist is one of the assessment methods suggested for Module 2, Ethics and Regulatory Aspects in Research. Since the module has 1 credit, the assessment should be for 25 marks. Here, the teacher can ask the students to do Institutional Human Ethics Committee mock review and he or she can monitor with the help of a checklist that all the related documents, namely the trial protocol, return informed consent form, subject recruitment procedures, etc., have been submitted or not. Now let's see another example from Module 6, Research Communication. Here, critical review of a published article has been suggested as an assessment method. Each student will be given a published article and asked to review it based on relevant publication guidelines. Then, the student's review will be assessed on selection of appropriate guidelines for which 5 marks can be given. Next 5 marks can be given for review the article using respective checklist and the remaining 15 marks can be given for the summary of review mentioning guidelines, describing missed elements and positive aspects of the paper. Beyond these, it is also suggested in the syllabus that any practical activity in converted form or any other experiential activity can be taken as an assessment. Let's see an example from Module 3, Unit 4 to understand how a practical activity can be taken for assessment. In this, the practical activity suggested is appraise the case control studies in published literature. In this case, self-directed learning is the teaching learning method suggested. It can be converted into assessment as follows. The teacher shall form a structured marking pattern for evaluation and award marks as follows once the practical activity is completed. Identify and justify the study design 5 marks. Identify the elements in the study design 10 marks. Identify any missing elements 5 marks and state the merit and lacunae in the study for 5 marks. Likewise, Any experiential activity can also be converted as an assessment. Here, we have taken Unit 6 of Module 6 as example. In this unit, the suggested activity is appreciate referencing styles for different types of documents like journal articles, books, book chapters, conference proceedings, etc. Here, the assessment of referencing style can be done based on the inclusion of relevant bibliographic elements of citation and punctuation marks, and a checklist may be formatted for evaluation and awarding marks. Here, information about a journal article has been given, and the question will be identify the type of document and write its reference style. And the answer key should look like this. The student needs to write that the document type is a journal article, and they should also write the respective referencing style. During evaluation, 2 marks can be given for every correct reference style. That includes 1 mark each for citation elements order and punctuation. Similarly, other documents such as books, a chapter in the book can also be given for test. Now let's move on to summative assessment, that is university exam. Here the subject code is Unipg-Rm. It's a single theory paper for 100 marks and no practical examination. The paper will contain 1 application-based question for 20 marks, 8 short answer questions and 4 analytical based structured long answer questions, 40 marks each. And all questions are compulsory. This table shows the blueprint for summative assessment. The question paper should be set as per the choices given here. Let's see the instructions for the paper setting. Questions should be drawn based on the table 6F given in the syllabus. Hence, the teachers are requested to refer to this table before question paper setting. The marks assigned for the module in table 6F should be considered as the maximum marks. Question should not be framed from a unit if indicated as no. No other question should be asked from the same module where the application-based question is framed. Except the module in which the application-based question is framed, at least 1 short answer question should be framed from each module. The long answer question should be analytical-based structured questions assessing the higher cognitive ability. The blueprint provided in table 6G, which we just saw in the previous slide, can be used for question paper setting, or similar blueprint can be created based on the instructions given in the above points 1 to 6. Let's see an example from Unit 5 of Module 1, Research Question and Hypothesis, to understand how an application-based question can be framed. A passage may be given and the question can be framed as follows. Read through the passage, formulate research question, objectives and methodology and evaluate them using appropriate criteria. And the answers may be evaluated as follows. Whether the research question, objectives and methodology have been formulated based on the given passage. The research question has to be evaluated using finer criteria and it should be appropriately justified by the student. Likewise, objectives have to be evaluated using SMART criteria and they should also be appropriately justified by the student. It is to be noted that the hypotheses are in line with the stated objectives or not. Each of the above criteria can be allotted 5 marks. Now let's see how short answer questions can be framed. Here we have cited Unit 3 of Module 1, Literature Search and Critical Appraisal of Literature as example. The question may be asked as, describe the detailed approach of literature search. And the answer should enlist the database sources which may be searched, describe the methods of using search terms such as mesh terms and standard Unani terminology with examples, and explain the method of filtering using Boolean operators with examples. Moving on to analytical-based structured long answer questions. Here, Unit 1 of Module 5, Preclinical Studies, is considered to explain how they can be framed. The question can be framed as follows. Critically analyze the utility of in vitro, in vivo, and in silico studies in Unani research. The answer should contain the proper definition of these studies and should have explained their relevance, utility, adoption, and limitations to resolve Unani medicine research problems, citing examples. The allotted 10 marks should be divided between these segments. To summarize, in this video, we have seen the formative or modular and summative assessments, marks and hours allotted for them, and suggestions for question paper setting with examples. So far in the last 3 videos, we have seen the different segments of competency-based dynamic curriculum for research methodology subject. In the first video, we have seen the course learning outcomes and research methodology syllabus with its modules and units. In the second video, we have seen the ways of its implementation, suggested teaching learning methods with examples and references enlisted in the syllabus. And in this third and final video, we have seen the formative and summative assessment methods with examples. Hope this will support you all. Thank you.